What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a full face of CoverGirl makeup. Now today's video is in collaboration and sponsored by CoverGirl, which blows my mind. Those are words that I honestly never thought would escape my mouth. Before I start, I sort of just want to take this moment just to really thank you guys, because without your support, without you guys watching my videos, without you know, being part of the fam, this wouldn't happen. I wouldn't have these types of opportunities. So today, like I said, we're obviously going to be doing a full face of CoverGirl makeup, but I specifically am going to be concentrating on the skin today. I'm going to be showing you guys how I take a foundation that's a little bit more matte and make it work for my skin type. I do have a drier skin type. Now, matte foundations aren't typically my go-tos, but I do like a matte foundation, especially when I want something that's very long wearing, because those are the foundations that will actually last on the face. So whenever I do wear more matte foundations, I always need to take like extra steps so that my skin accepts it and embraces it. Today I'm going to be using the CoverGirl TruBlend Matte Made Foundation. This one is really great because even though it is matte, it is not a chalky or super drying finish, but it has those good qualities that a lot of matte foundations have. Like, it's very long wearing, it looks beautiful and like poreless and airbrush on the skin, and it's honestly one of the best matte foundations that I've tried, especially for a drier skin type. So I'm going to be giving you guys all my tips and tricks. I really hope that you're going to enjoy it and find it helpful. Don't forget to let me know all of your thoughts down below. Let me know if you try out any of these tips and if they help you out, and also let me know if you tried out any of the products that I'm going to be talking about today. So without further ado, let's get started. So, all right, so first step is to put 6 to 7 pounds of moisturizer on your face. This is probably my biggest tip for really any foundation application, because when your skin is just properly hydrated and nicely and freshly moisturized, it just makes your foundation sit so much better on the skin. So this is definitely something that I would recommend doing right before applying your foundation. So I'm going to be taking my like everyday moisturizer, and I'm also going to be taking my little oil, and I'm going to be mixing the two together. Now I'm just going to massage this all over my face. Skin prep really is the most important step. So now I'm going to be going in with my primer. This is the CoverGirl TruBlend Base Business Skin Primer in Illuminating. So this is just a really nice illuminating primer. What I like about this primer is that it's illuminating, but it doesn't make you look like a tin man. So you could very easily put this all over your face, and it's not going to make you look too glowy or too intense. Especially if you do have a drier skin type, putting on an illuminating primer is going to be really nice, just to sort of add a little bit more glow to the finish, especially if you don't want it to be too matte. Don't forget that you could always mix and match primers. You don't have to use one primer all over your face. You could take the illuminating primer and just put it on the high points of your face if you just want to add that little bit of extra glow in those areas. Then you could take like a skin smoothing primer and put it everywhere else. You could really do whatever you want, really whatever you feel like works best for your skin type. All right, now it's time to apply the foundation. Like I said, this is the TruBlend Matte Made, and I'm using the shade M15. There are 40 shades in this collection, so there is going to be definitely something for everybody. This shade over here really matches me so perfectly. It's like my perfect undertone. And so I'm taking 2 pumps on the back of my hand. That's the texture of the product right there. It's a little bit on the thicker side. So you guys know that I don't usually like to have like a super full coverage finish to my foundation. I'm much more of like a light coverage gal. So when it comes to a fuller coverage foundation like this, you could obviously build this up to be really nice and full coverage, but I want to show you that this could also be really versatile, and it doesn't have to be super full on. So to do that, I'm going to be using a sponge instead of a brush. Sponges typically will sheer the foundation and just make it a little bit lighter on the skin. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit on the sponge and really work it into it. I don't want to pick up too much product. And then I'm just going to start by pressing the foundation first in the areas where I feel like I want the most coverage. So for me, that's typically in like the center of my face, where my skin is the most red. And then once I have the majority of the foundation off of the sponge and on my face in the areas that I really want it, I'm going to flip the sponge to a side that doesn't have any foundation, and now I'm going to really blend it out. So I'm really keeping the coverage specifically where I want it, but it's not applying an excess of foundation. So it's going to keep my skin looking really nice and lightweight. Look how good that matched me, by the way. Like, seamless. And because we put that illuminating primer underneath, it made it a little bit more dewy, which is really nice. So as you can see, I use barely any foundation. That is how much I have left over. I probably could have gone away with using like half a pump and definitely not 2, but I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you could really see how perfected my skin really looks. Look at that. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. So I'm gonna be using the CoverGirl TruBlend It's Lit Concealer. It comes in this little like pen form. And I'm just gonna dispense a little bit of this on the back of my hand. And again, I don't wanna apply too much of this. I really just wanna like feather on what I need. So I'm just taking a little foundation brush, like a teeny tiny little one, picking up a little bit of the product and just dispersing it first underneath my eyes. Even that was like too much. I'm also gonna highlight with this, so I'm just gonna put a little bit down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, just like the smallest amount, just to brighten up those areas, not really to add any extra coverage. And then I'm gonna take my sponge and blend that out. And it's gonna soak up all the excess product. So again, it's not gonna look like super heavy. Okay, so now I'm going to set my under eyes just a little bit with a bit of a powder. So I'm gonna take the CoverGirl TruBlend Powder in number 1 Translucent Fair. And I'm just taking like the smallest amount of this and just setting underneath my eyes just to brighten up a little bit more, but also set all of that in place. And I'm also gonna set my nose. So now that the base is done, now I'm gonna go ahead and just finish off the rest of the face. So I'm going to take this little cheek palette. It is the TruBlend Serving Sculpt palette in 510, and you have a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer in here. So I'm first gonna go in with the bronzer with this little bronzer brush, and I'm just going to very lightly warm up my complexion. And then I'm gonna go into the blush and just apply that right on the apples and like sides of my cheeks right over here to also like continue to sculpt my face a little bit. And then for the highlighter, taking a smaller little brush, grabbing a little bit of this and just popping that right in the top of the cheekbones. Also hitting the brow bone. So because this is a really skin focused look, I really didn't want to do too much on the eyes, but I am going to put a little bit of like a shimmery shadow just to have a little bit of something there. So I'm taking this CoverGirl TruNaked Sunsets Palette Day. I'm going to be taking this shade right over here. It's the second shimmery shade in the palette. It's really nice and pretty. I'm just gonna pick that up on my finger, and then I'm going to just pop that all over my lid. It adds like a really pretty glossy metallic sheen, which I love. And now to finish off the eyes, I'm gonna be taking the new CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara. So I'm going to just apply this only on my upper lashes today. All right, gotta finish off this look with the lip. I'm gonna be using 2 lip colors today. The first one is gonna be a little bit deeper. This is in the shade 435 Streaker, and it's a demi matte. And it's a really nice, like deeper pinky nude. To add a little bit more dimension to the look though, I'm gonna be taking another one of the CoverGirl lipsticks. This is a bit of a lighter shade. It's 225 Dulce De Leche. I'm gonna put this only in the center. All right guys, here's the finished look. Again, the skin is looking really nice and perfected and airbrush and poreless, but it doesn't look heavy whatsoever, and it just has like the most perfect finish. It's not too matte, it's not too dewy, it's sort of like right in between. It just looks really healthy and natural. So guys, that finishes off today's look and today's tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it helpful. Let me know if you try out any of my tips and if it helps you in your matte foundation journey. And don't forget to let me know if you tried out any of the products that I used today. Of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Once again, thank you so much to CoverGirl for partnering up with me on today's video. It was so much fun to do, and honestly, again, dream come true. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.